Hey beautiful, we are back in the kitchen for some recipe creation, and tonight what I will be sharing with you is basically what I've been into myself on these balmy summer evenings for my evening meal. I was always that kid that wanted everything separate on my plate. A little bit of this here, a scoop of this here, no, my vegetables can't touch this. Like, everything needed to be separate, and I'm kind of still like that. What can I say? I like to have meals where my components are separate and I can kind of combine them how I like. And what this tends to manifest as is this gorgeous platter of food, and I'm making some kind of like lettuce taco, lettuce wrap, lettuce sandwich, sometimes with some nori. We've got some raw crackers, maybe with a little bit of raw bread, lots of veggies, always some greens. Usually a dipping sauce, sometimes not, depends on if I'm having avocado or not, if I feel like making a sauce or not. And always with, come here boo, a little treat bowl for the puppies with some fresh cucumbers and baby carrots also. They are a fan. So we will get started, and first we're just gonna make a simple sauce. I've been eating some variation of this sauce pretty much every night without fail. It's a little different every time, so I'm never getting sick of it. And what it is the base is not the dog treat cucumber, although that could get mixed in. I've got about a cup of cucumber here, or two, like a fistful, a double fistful of cucumber. Then, you know, a similar amount of cherry tomatoes. Very hearty, lots of veggies, delicious, delicious. The juice of 2 limes. I've got a sprig of Greek oregano that I am growing outside and really enjoying, although I left for a long weekend. The herbs didn't get water, and y'all, let's just say it was a bit of a massacre. We got dried herbs now, unintentionally. So 2 tablespoons of this creamy, dreamy, absolutely delicious, worth the extra money, actual raw tahini. Friends, it's really good. What can I say? It's worth the splurge. Right now, fat-wise, I'm either eating tahini or avocado. I'm finding that having one or the other seems to work really well for me, rather than having both. Okay, I also have these cute little jalapeno type peppers that are also growing outside, and I think I will use the big one. They kind of stopped growing too when they didn't get water for a few days. Oh my God, such a bad plant mother. So, oh, one more thing. I'm gonna add some dulse. This is optional. You know, I go weeks without using it, and then suddenly I'm into it again. So I've got like a tablespoon maybe there of dulse flakes. Not a cacao sized tablespoon, but like an actual tablespoon. So I will give this a blend. It certainly smells good. It's easy to make infinitely many variations of a sauce if you find certain, as you learn with raw foods, certain ingredients really go together well. You're drawn to certain ingredients, maybe because of your dosha, maybe because taste and preferences, maybe it's part of your intuitive eating plan. So I really encourage you to experiment and find the taste and flavors that you like and start making some sauces, because what I like might not be what you like. And you know, it's all about what's available too. Right now, it's like I have a different herb in this pretty much every night, and it's always delicious. So this is very nice looking sauce. I'm not gonna fill the bowl all the way up simply because we will be making a platter and I don't want to spill this all over the place. So yes. So I've gotten my base platter. This is quite large. I would say about 2 feet apart, nice and round, flat. It's like a pizza platter basically. Any kind of platter is gonna do. I like this one because it's completely flat and then it curls up. So you have lots of options here. So to make a fancy looking yet easy platter, the key really is to figure out what you like and then arrange it beautifully. And raw foods at their finest to me means a symphony, an orchestra of color, texture, flavor, and really playing with those different elements in what becomes a work of art, really. I mean, it's quite fun and quite creative. So you can have something like this beautiful head of lettuce. I'm not gonna do anything to it because it's gorgeous as it is. It's like a flower, it's opening. It's beautiful. I have some cucumber noodles here, so playing with that element of texture. And what I have in them is some wakame that makes like nice little seaweed noodles. So another nice texture, another beautiful flavor, another way to curb those salt cravings, especially you Vata and also my Pitta and Kapha friends who don't do so well eating the salt. This is how I satisfy salt cravings without eating overt salt. You know what I mean. So could these be the noodles just be laying out on the platter? Yes, I do that sometimes, kind of lump them together. Other times I like to contain them in a bowl. Now know that the bowl is the more practical option because cucumber noodles are quite juicy and will release liquid as they sit. Whereas something like zoodles, if you leave them unsauced, or butternut squash noodles, carrot noodles, things like that that are heartier, beet noodles as well, you could kind of arrange them on the platter and they're not going to release a lot of liquid, although the beet noodles will release some color. So I've got them in a bowl for now. Now our sauce, of course, is also in a bowl. I could have been a little OCD about it and done the matching bowl, like used another white bowl, but sometimes it's nice to mix it up too. So what else have we got here? We have this beautiful heirloom tomato, and like, y'all, it's so good. This I'm just going to arrange like so, kind of anchor down this side with a pop of color and just glorious, beautiful flavor. And I don't want to crowd it, so I'm going to kind of make some space for it to be seen. I want her to be seen, y'all. Everybody wants to be seen. Isn't that the truth? I'm also going to hang on to this oregano and use it as a little bit of a bam garnish on our sauce here. Now I also have these crackers, which are pretty interesting, friends. I shared a cracker recipe in another video, and yeah, it kind of like the sauce, I make like a different variation pretty much every time I make crackers, and the really good ones, sometimes I write down, other times I don't. But these are celery pulp as well as flaxseed, about 1/4 cup of ground flaxseed, 2 to 3 cups of celery pulp with like one of these worth of actually the same kind of sprouts. These are radish and clover sprouts. Very interesting flavor because they've got a kick from the radish. They also have an extra kind of seediness, like nutty flavor, because they included the sprouted seeds. So very, very interesting. And again, by including the crackers here, we have another textural component. We have the crunch component, which is going to be very fun to play with and, you know, reminiscent of chips, but without any of the salt, oil, or unnecessary things. And I'm just kind of constructing a pathway here of sorts. Like, you could walk on it, right? Another key to making beautiful platters, y'all, the sprouts make everything look more awesome because you're basically like creating a little grass patch. Like, you just, I mean, here, let's do it. So, I mean, these are so awesome. So, so awesome. I'm just gonna take a giant handful here and place them in the middle for fun. And they're filler. It's like this just filled in this whole space. But I mean, you could like curl up and live in there. I would live in there. It's very happy, and the radish sprouts are very beautiful. They have a nice little pink. The stem is pink, which is fun. We also have, you know, you want to have big elements. We have some really big elements here. The herb is more of a small element. These two cute tiny little peppers are another small element. So I'm going to put them kind of here, draw the eye here. Does everything have to be perfectly symmetrical? No. You know, if I was going for that, I'd put that there. Maybe that does look better there. Okay, and now as you can see, we have most of the space filled in. We have a little bit of space here. We could repeat an element. I could put more crackers there. I could put more tomato there. I could put, you know, more pieces of lettuce there or something like that. But what I'm thinking is, hey, let's introduce another color or a variation of a different color and keep with the tomato theme too. And because if you look right behind me, we got more tomatoes. So, and we got so many choices too. So I think a smaller tomato, we've got these, which are very cute. These are delicious Campari tomatoes, and I think that we'll do some of those there. Yeah, a few of those. And then cherry tomatoes, y'all, are so nice for filling in gaps in these kinds of platters because they'll just kind of roll into the space. How nice is that? You don't even have to like be too specific about it. They'll find where they want to go and they'll go there. Now another thing to keep in mind, like any work of art, is like, how is this going to be viewed? I'm kind of making this with the intention of it's probably going to be viewed this way. But when I take pictures of it, you know, I'll play with different views and angles and kind of find what looks nice. So that's another thing to keep in mind. I'm filling in some more spaces back here with the cherry tomatoes because, again, you know, if I shoot from this side, it might be nice to have them over here also. Maybe I'll shoot from overhead. And again, for eating, it's like, man, this is gorgeous. Like, it's got it going on, no problemo. If you're not even gonna photograph it, then you do it like you're gonna eat it, you know? You do it like it's facing you, no problem. So this is what we've got. Would you eat that for dinner? You think you'd be hungry afterwards and wanting cake or fried chicken or french fries or whatever? No way. No way. You know, sometimes I make a platter like this and I can't eat all of it. Other times I surprise myself and I do. Other times, you know, I'm giving the dogs half of the noodles and they're helping me out. Sometimes I have leftovers, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm going back and I'm getting, you know, an extra head of romaine lettuce. Sometimes I'm using some nori. I like to tear it into, you know, this is a pretty big sushi sheet, so into quarters and then even into eighths, something like that, into strips. So lots of options. Make it yours. That's the name of the game. And also, you know, don't feel like you have to chop up a whole salad for yourself every single night and that is it. Or you must use the dehydrator and make a fancy dehydrated recipe. You really don't. This is my style of dinner. I love this. I get so much enjoyment out of it. And I use my hands. You know, I usually will have a little dipping spoon for the sauce so I can keep stirring it and mixing it. And me, I'm like, oh, it needs some pepper, and I go and get some pepper and sometimes put extra fresh white peppercorns or something on it. So it's really fun to use your hands like this, and it's visually appealing. It's nice to share something like this with your partner, your spouse, a friend, a family member, anyone who's willing to eat it. I mean, this is a much more attractive way to present raw food to someone than say, you know, give them a whole tomato. Depends on the person, I guess, right? But I hope this video and this sharing really inspires you to do whatever you want for dinner, right? Find your own path, find your own way with this raw food journey, this health journey, and make your food look beautiful, even if you're the only one seeing it, even if you're not going to photograph it, and even if you're the only one who's eating it. Have fun with your food, eat how you want, use your hands, and explore what works for you. So thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you like it, subscribe for more, check out links in the description. I may post a recipe for this. If not, there's always my recipe books. Volume 1 is sweet, Volume 2 is savory. Both are excellent companions and guides to how to live a well-balanced, raw food, Ayurveda-informed lifestyle. So, namaste, friends. Much love.